Well, good day, it's Louis Ferret. We are reading for a visual novel, Sayanota, or The Song of Saya in English. Anywho, yeah, it's pretty. You got to meet the main guy, Fenuri, I think it is, and we found out he has a pretty messed up view of this world due to an accident. Anyway, we're going to continue on. He has gone to get his checkup. So, here we go. Dr. Teban Ruko, is it Ruko? Has never had a more troublesome patient.
その後の経過はどうですか、咲坂さん。
Sakisa. Was it Sakisa? Sakisa. Has there been any change since your last visit, Mr. Sakisa?
いえ、別段。
No,
これとい
nothing
って問題もなく。
to speak of. His voice is hard and flat. His words tossed aimlessly into the air. It's like he's speaking to himself in an empty room. Ruko is a surgeon, not a psychiatrist, but even she can sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world.
吐き気やめまい、幻聴や幻覚といった体験は？
Any nausea, dizziness, or hallucinations?
いえ、何も。
No. Wasaki-san appears to be looking at Roko. I'll pronounce it right one day. His gaze is actually aimed a fraction down and to the side. He's only superficially engaged in the conversation, when in truth, it does not interest him in the slightest. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ruko sighs and sets her chart aside.
咲坂さん、あなたが当院で受けた処置は脳神経医学の分野では世界的に最先端の治療でした。
What she said.
そのことはご存知ですよね。
Mr. Sakisa, the procedure you received at this hospital was the latest in experimental neurosurgery. We explained this before, didn't we? The treatment of subdural hematoma through the use of micromachines, procedure available in Japan exclusively here at it's T University Medical Center, University Medical Center, has been the only way to save Sakisa Fenores from a cerebral contusion that should have been fatal.
最先端であるということは、まだまだデータの出揃っていない危険性の伴う治療法だったという意味でもあります。
With any experimental treatment, there is always the risk of unexpected complications.
そうでしょうね。
Of course. Sakisa Furume's lips twist slightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it is gone before Ruko can discern its meaning.
普通、こんなことを言って脅かすのは医者として問題なんですが。
Normally I would never say anything to frighten a patient.
施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には十分に注意しなければなりません。
But there have been reports of serious neurological disorders post-surgery. We must continue to monitor your condition carefully. Hence these weekly checkups, if only he would take them a little more seriously.
先週の MRI はどうでした？
How was last week's MRI? Sakisa asked abruptly, as if to catch Ruko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakisa's uncommon technical knowledge, Ruko recalls his profile.
そういえばあなたも医者の卵だったわね。
Oh, that's right. You're a medical student, aren't you?
先生が心配しているような脳機能不全は画像診断だけでも十分にわかるはずですよね。
The type of anomaly
何か異常はあったんですか？
No, the type of anomaly you're worried about should show up on the MRI, right? Did you find anything?
いいえ。
No. Yeah. There was nothing, not the slightest hint of abnormal activity. For the procedure with such a low rate of success, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. However, something still bothers Ruko. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior. Some terrible weight on his soul, perhaps. Was my mispronunciation, not the sentence. But if it is an inorganic problem, there is nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it.
大丈夫ですよ、先生。現に僕は、今こうして病院の外でも何不自由なく生活しています。問題なんてないでしょ。
I'm fine, Doctor. I have lived on my own for 3 months without any problems. What could go wrong now?
ねえ、咲坂さん。
Just kind of cute.
こういった難しい手術は予後不断が原則なんです。
Please, we must know
もう
how.
少し私たちを信用してもらえませんと。
Please, we must. You know that continued observation is required after these difficult surgeries. You have to trust us a little more.
そうですよね。僕だって先生方を信用したい。どんな相談にも乗ってもらえるんですか？
I do want to trust you, Doctor. Can I come to you with anything?
ええ、もちろん。
Yeah. Yes, of course, Ruko answers, smiling to cover up her irritation. Sakisa asked exactly the same question during last week's visit.
じゃあ、先週の話の続きなんですが、先生、あれから大貝教授については何か分かりましたか？
Well then, let's pick up where we left off. Have you learned anything about Dr. Uga? Is it Ugai? Unable to answer, Ruku hardens the mask of her smile. As before, the patient is inquiring about someone whom he has no business knowing.
大貝教授のことは、あなたの治療とは何の関係もないでしょ？
You don't mind my asking, what does Dr. Uga, is it? It's Ugai have to do with your treatment?
信頼しろと言った矢先に、いきなり隠し事ですか？
Sly bastard. You just told me to trust you, and now you're keeping secrets? Ruko is used to patients treating her with hostility. After all, some degree of paranoia is natural when dealing with someone who holds your life in her hands. In Sakisa, however, she doesn't see the short-sighted impatience that other patients exhibit. His demeanor is perfectly calm, almost like a detective questioning a suspect.
何分、だいぶ前にここを辞められた方ですからね。私個人としても交流があったわけではないし。
He left this hospital some time ago. I never had any contact with him myself.
辞めた理由はご存知ない。
Do you know why he left?
ええ、おそらく個人的な事情でしょうね。
Yes, I believe it was personal, Ruko answers smoothly, her earlier hesitation gone. Having decided to, at the outset, to lie, she has no trouble doing this with a straight face.
それにしても、咲坂さん、なぜあなたはそんなに大貝教授にこだわるんです？お知り合いですか？
What do you keep asking about Dr. Ogai? Do you know him?
教授は今失踪中なんです。知ってましたか？
Did you know the doctor has gone missing?
いいえ。
No. Ruko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. She should have acted more surprised.
近頃教授の身内の人間と懇意にしていましてね。その人から調査を頼まれているんです。
I've recently become close with a relative of his. It was she who asked me to find him. A relative? Ruko considers this with a frown.
大貝教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
I didn't think Dr. Ugai had any relatives.
おお、誰から聞きました？
Oh? Who told you that?
それは噂話に。
I heard it from a nurse, Ruko answers, remembering that she just claimed to have no contact with the man.
なるほど。そんなことが噂になる程度には、大貝教授は有名人だったわけですね。
I see. So the doctor was famous enough for nurses to gossip about him.
まあ、一風変わった人だったみたいですね。
He was an unusual man, I hear.
なのに、誰も彼が大学を辞めた理由を知らないと。
But no one knows why he left the university? Oh, getting trapped in the corner of a lie. Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with a smile. Sakisa seems that he has finally grasped her mood, however, as he strangely stiff tone softens a little.
先生、僕はどうしても大貝教授に会わなきゃならないんです。
Doctor, I must absolutely find Dr. Ogai.
彼がいなくなったせいで、 行く当てがなくなり困っている子がいるんです。
There's a girl who's lost her
力
dad.
になってもらえませんか？
Can you help me?
それはむしろ警察の領分なんじゃないかしら。
Isn't this something the police could handle? Although she makes it sound like the most obvious thing in the world, the suggestion is actually a risky gamble. If Ogai was at Masahiko's disappearance becomes a police matter, then the university will be investigated. Everyone who was involved in the incident will be at risk of exposure. And of course, that includes Ruko herself. She knows, however, that Sakisa is unlikely to go to the police. First of all, his excuse is obviously a lie. They already made sure that Ogai had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is why they can bury the truth of what happened. What? What happened? But then, how did Sakisa, a mere patient, learn about Ogai?
崎坂さん、私の知っている範囲のことは喜んでお教えします。ですが、大貝教授は今年の4月に辞表を出して、以後は何の音信もないんです。
I'd be happy to help, but there's been no word from Dr. Ogai since he resigned last April.
どこか長期の旅行にでも行かれたか、その程度しか想像つきません。
I can only assume he's gone on an extended vacation.
そうですか。
So does Scar, indeed. Expecting resistance, Ruko is surprised when Sakisa backs down. She's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogai Masahiko, who, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, apologies if I'm not, is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ruko writes, "Progress good" on Sakisa's chart for today.
崎坂さん、それでは来週の診察ですが、今日と同じ4時でも。
About next week's appointment. How does 4 o'clock again? Before she can finish, Sakisa is gone. Ooh, back to the bulbous world. It looks like someone sprayed the walls with pig guts from ceiling to floor. What color should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. And to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, I'm sure this hallway looks just as white as it should. I know intellectually that the walls are white. I know that the flesh beasts are really human. I know the one with the problem. I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as Tokyo University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. I have a basic idea what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some form of agnosia. I think it's agnosia is the word. Unlike anything that has ever been studied before. The flesh beast called Tanbo Ruku said that other patients had developed neurological disorders after receiving the same treatment I did. So I can guess I'm just another failure. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. That said, I can't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was, and that I had no other hope of survival. Dude, look at the world he lives in. I was unlucky. That's all there is to it. The point is, my condition isn't treatable. Just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or wheelchair, I have no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now there is more than just despair. Even for me, there is a glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet so as to see as little of this horrifying world as possible, I hurry home. Dude, what a fucked up world his view is. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than I was, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't go to the funeral for being in intensive care. I had to sell my father's business, but at least that left me with the house and enough money to live on for a while. Of course, I'm sad. The accident took from me more than my parents. In fact, being on my own has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would have never allowed me to live with some strange girl, after all.
おかえり。
This is where it's going to get interesting. Welcome home. As I open the door, a bright voice greets me from the kitchen. The voice is beautiful and as clear as a bell. Human. Its sweet sound washes the day's calamity from my memory.
ただいまさや。
I'm home, sir. Even the patter of feet coming down the hallway is music to my ears. Nothing else in the city can hear. No one else in the city can hear such footsteps. Only in this house with Seiya am I so privileged.
遅かったね。ちょっと心配しちゃったぞ。
You're late. I was a little worried.
ごめんよ。今日は病院に寄っていく日だったから。
Sorry. I had to stop by the hospital today.
そうだっけ。
Oh, that was today? In her smile, in the inquisitive tilt of her head, is everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met, perhaps the only person in the entire world, who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. True, her skin seems too white, and the color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality. But even so, her form is undeniably human. And it's not just her appearance and her voice, but also her. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Seiya wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently into her tiny bosom. Her skin truly feels human, not cold or slimy, and from her hair wafts the sweet fragrance of a young girl. In all the world, only Seiya is pleasing to my five senses. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met Seiya, if I had been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would have no doubt succumbed to madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Seiya is alone is keeping me alive.
今日は一日どうしてた？
What did you do today?
今の模様替え。もう半分ぐらい塗り終わったよ。で、今はね、海のりの晩ご飯作ってるの。昼間テレビで作り方やってたから。
Worked on the living room. The painting's half done, and now I'm making your dinner like I learned from the TV.
そうか。
So good.
楽しみだな。
Sounds good.
もうちょっと時間かかりそうなの。待っててくれる？
It'll take a little longer. Can you wait?
いいよ。じゃあ、僕は今の続きをやってる。
Sure. I'll do some more work in the living room. As I see the humming Seiya off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them colors that seemed pleasant. I went to the hardware store and bought every color of paint I could find, and Seiya and I tried different combinations until we found one that worked. After painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was finally able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident. When we first started on the living room, Seiya, unsure what to do with the curtains, just painted carefully around the windows without a moment's hesitation. I tore the curtains down and painted over the glass itself. There will never be anything out there I'd want to see. For as long as we keep the storm shutters closed, the neighbors probably won't think anything of it.
ご飯できたよ。
Dinner's ready.
こっちで食べよう。
Can
持
you-
ってきてくれるか？
Can you bring it in here? As she enters the living room with a tray of food, Seiya sniffs the air.
ペンキの匂い、平気？
The paint smell doesn't bother you. Now that she mentions it, I suppose the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me though. There are far worse smells outside.
さやは嫌いかい？
Does it bother you, Saya?
平気。文則が大丈夫ならいい。
No, I'm fine if you are. Saya sets the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor its smell is at all appetizing. Not that food elsewhere is any different.
いただきます。
Ikadakimasu. Thanks for the food, Saya. As has become routine, I still myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Saya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it.
美味しくない？
It's not good? She asked hesitantly.
まあね。
Well, no. Lying won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition.
気にしないで。明日はまた別のものを作ってあげるから。
Don't worry about it. I'll make something different tomorrow.
ごめんな、いつも。せっかく作ってくれたのに。
Sorry. You always go to the trouble of cooking, but I...
いいのよ。こうやっていろいろ試していけば、いつか文則でも美味しく食べられるメニューが見つかるかもしれないじゃない。
It's fine. If I keep trying, maybe I'll find something you like. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I need food to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya says, I'll be able to taste something delicious again. I met Saya, didn't I?
さやは食べないの？
Aren't you going to eat?
私はもう済ましたから。
No, I already ate. In all the time we've been together, Say has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad. Still, I'm not about to push the issue. Not when she's putting up with all the problems I have.
そういえば、今日もう一度病院で君のお父さんのこと聞いてみた。
By the way, I asked about your father again.
パパの？
About Papa? About Dad? Should be. Dr. Ogai Masahiko. Seiya's father is her only relative. Seiya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance.
やっぱり何も教えてくれない。何か隠している雰囲気なんだが。
They still won't tell me anything. I get the feeling they're hiding something.
そう。
Oh. I expected Seiya to be a bit more dejected.
心配じゃないのかい？お父さんのこと。
You haven't given up, have you?
そういうわけじゃないの。
No. Seiya responds with an unreadable expression. It's not that. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again.
ありがとう、文則。私のためにいろいろと。
Thanks for all you're doing for me, Fuminori.
君はそれ以上のことを僕のためにしてくれるんだ。
It's nothing compared to what you've done for me. I thank her for the meal and set my chopsticks down next to the perfectly clean plate. As wretched as the taste was, thinking of the care that Seiya put into this gave me the strength to finish every bite.
じゃあ、お風呂にする？
Is it bath time?
まあ、ま
Yeah.
た背中流してくれるか？
Will you wash my back again? I think I might have to get out this sensor soon. Sure! Ever since Seiya moved in, it's been like having my own wife. I love the coloring. How it's like, this is better. Seiya, why are you so good to me? Oh my god. I'm gonna have to censor this! Seiya's slender hips bounce up and down with the insatiable hunger. Each deep thrusting each descent thrusting my manhood deep into the embrace of her hot, tight womb.
いいの。すごい。熱い。奥まで。
Yeah. Yes, good. Hot deeper. Who can imagine that her seemingly incorruptible body would ever glisten with the hot sweat of passion, or feast on pleasure with such bottomless lust? Oh look, the Summer International version, for use outside Japan only. I didn't realize that was always there. Seiya, my darling Seiya, is this really what you want? Why do you go so far for me? What am I? That you can give yourself to me, body and soul.
ふみのり、もっと突き上げて、奥に当たってるの。
Basically, harder, deeper, yay. Is this merely sympathy? Did you pity me, the exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad desire? Are you so wanton?
ふみのり、すごくいい。お願い、もっとめちゃくちゃにして。
Yes, please give me more. More.
私、もうおかしくなった。
Her eyes, as she gazes down upon me, are devoid of twisted or sinful desire. They are only the melting flames of ecstasy. Her beautiful carnal moans and undulating body seem impossible, dreamlike, and I cannot help but wonder if even the pleasure that is burning me from head to toe is but an illusion. Needing to touch her, to reassure myself that she's real, I raise my hands to her small breasts and seize them like my life depends on it. Seiya convulses, screaming like an animal, as I roll her sharp pink nipples through my fingers. She throws her head back and gasps for air.
ふみのり、バラバラになっちゃいそう。
Yeah, she's having fun. Anyone who's getting off on this, just when you realize what she really is, probably not have a boner for a while. Seiya is here. She is here with me now. Only in this moment is her existence certain. Only when I am joined with her that I can I believe.
ふみのり、中にちょうだい。私の内側にふみのりのちょうだい。
Sexy talk. Inside, please, come inside. I want you in me. I nod and accelerate the pace of my thrust. Seiya's gasp rise in pitch as her mad dance of passion reaches its peak.
行っちゃうの。ふみのり、ねえ、一緒に。
Okay. I'm coming, Nori. Together. No wonder what cruel fate might await me, Seiya. There is nothing I fear more than losing you. There we go. As Seiya climaxes, convulsing and wailing, I surrender to her tight embrace and unleash my boiling seed into her womb.
熱いよ、ふみのり。
Oh dear. Seiya collapses on top of me, still smiling, and I wrap my arms around her. The feeling of her soft, sweat-soaked skin and the warmth emanating from her body reassures me that she is still here.
ふみのり、泣いてるの？
Fuminori, are you crying? I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears.
どうしてなんだサイモン。なぜ僕にここまでしてくれる？
Why, Seiya? Why do you go so far for me?
ふみのり。
Fuminori.
からない僕だけがどんどん君に惹かれていく。君なしちゃ耐えられなくなっていく。
I don't understand it. I don't. But losing myself to you more... I'm losing myself to you more every day. I can't live without you, Seiya. I wrap my arms tighter around her, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart.
教えてくれ。どうすれば君を失わずにいられる。僕は何をすればいい。どうやって君に報いればいい。
Please tell me. Tell me, please. What can I do to keep you with me? How can I repay you?
こうやって抱いていて。
Keep holding me. Seiya whispers into my chest.
みのりに抱いてもらうの大好き。ずっと一緒にこうしていたい。
I want you to make love to me. I want to stay like this forever.
だから私は海のりから離れたりしない。
I won't leave you. Nori? Blah. The dude.
なぜ僕なんだ。
Why me?
それはね、海のりが一人ぼっちだから。
Because you're all alone, she says so softly, gazing up into my eyes.
それはさやも一人ぼっちだったから。
All alone, just like me. The sorrow in her voice resonates with my own. There is a deep loneliness in her eyes, a loneliness from which now springs boundless infection.
だからさやにも海のりしかいないの。
You're all I have.
この世でただ一人だけ私を抱きしめてくれる大好きな海のり。
In the whole wide world, only you will embrace me, my precious Funori. Now I know. No matter what horrors this world unleashes upon me, all I ever need is Seiya. Alright. We'll have a break there, so that'll be it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I now got some editing to do for it. But now we have met the oh-so Seiya. So little precious Seiya. Makes me wonder what's really happening in in normal world, not his world. Yeah. Well, we'll never know. Don't think we really want to know. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Catch you then.